Yeah. Hello, everyone. Welcome. We have a a lot of events for you tonight. Of course, welcome to eXtelevision's live cast of the ESEA Open Finals. And like I said, Marxist, we have a whole lot of awesome, interesting TF2 business to discuss. But before we get into all that, we are bringing you the ESEA Open Finals, where we have Arizona's Iced Boys versus Goldman Sachs. And a little bit of a heated match happening here. And Marcus, why don't you go ahead and say hi, because I didn't give you a chance.
Hello there. Yeah, I'm pretty excited here. We're going to get to see a different TF2 tonight, actually. And I should also note that this will be my third Open Finals in a row, actually, starting tonight.
So you're just locking those Open Finals down. You're the Open Final connoisseur, as I guess they would say. But yeah, a lot of things that happen tonight in TF2. One of those being the fact that stickies, I guess you would say, Marxist, are a little bit nerfed now, and maybe a lot of it nerfed, you might say, because they do a lot less damage with that damage ramp up. You want to get into that a little bit?
Yeah, so basically the way it works now is that when the sticky comes out of the gun, it's not going to do max damage until it's been out of the gun for 2 seconds. So basically stickies are more or less useless as a short-range defense item now. I'm not sure exactly on how bad the ramp-up is. I've heard different stories about what kind of damage you're gonna do. I've heard of people getting 19 damage on an instant sticky with the script. And that would make short-range sticky worse than a pistol bloodsire.
Yeah, that's not good. I mean, it's definitely not good. I had the opportunity to load up TR Walkway, which is that training map, and I went on Demo Man, and a scout spawned, and I threw a sticky, and I did it right away, and I did 25 damage to him. And as a scout, I was kind of smiling, but then I thought about all my demo brethren out there, and especially as a scout, you play so heavily off of the damage that your demo man does, so it's gonna be a different game here tonight, I think, for all of us. And with ESEA Intermediate, they got in under the radar here. ESEA Open's gonna have to be the pioneers of it, and of course in 2 weeks time when we have the invite LAN, I guess we'll see how the pros, the top pros, how they handle it. But Marxist, on middle fights, the demo man putting out all that damage is such a key part, as I'm taking a look at Zigster, who has deployed his parachute. Of course, a parachute is also now a thing. But like I was saying, Marxist, the demo damage on middle is so important. It's going to be really interesting to see how these teams are able to cope.
Yeah, it's going to affect the game a little bit. I don't know, the start of mid should probably be the same, because those stickies are going to be down for a while. But the sort of 5 to 10 seconds into mid is going to be quite a bit different, because your demo is going to have to either deliberately wait to det or just be happy with doing less damage overall. I should also note that although they're deploying the items currently, the new items that are in the game, they won't be allowed to use them once the console execs the configs.
Right, and just quick changes before we get into rosters here, and we might not see their effect, but the Extinguisher has been nerfed a little bit. You don't full crit from the front anymore, it's a mini crit from the front, and then the heavy and all miniguns now have the same ramp up damage that stickies do. They, or similar, the first, second, or whatever, aren't completely accurate, which is interesting, and aren't completely damaging. But we might as well get into rosters, because as our cameraman Dashner, which I didn't mention, thank you Dashner for doing the cameraman here tonight, he is telling us to get the rosters going. So Marxist, why don't you go ahead and take one team of your choosing?
So I'm going to talk about Goldman Sachs, the big game bankers of Open. We've got on our scouts, D-Flame and Devon. D-Flame in particular had a pretty big game the last time these two teams played each other. So he should be a pretty big player. And I think we'll talk about him a little bit later as well. Then on our soldiers, you've got Zigster on Roamer. He's your quasi-invite ringer. He played for this Open team. He played a little bit with Blame Game last season. Goldfish is your pocket. I've seen Goldfish do some really bad things, and I've seen Goldfish play really well. So we'll see which Goldfish shows up tonight. because with the demo changes, I think the first effect is that Pocket is going to be a lot more important to the overall damage output of your team. On Demo Man, we have Hooli. Hooli's been around a long time. Kind of an oddball player. His style is pretty unique, I would say, overall out of Demo. So I don't know how the changes are really going to affect him, but we'll see. And then you have, of course, the famous or infamous Mr. Slin on Medic, who has like 8 seasons of TF2 to his credit. And he's their fearless leader over there on Goldman Sachs.
Great, yeah, so over on the other team, on Arizona, they don't have Arizona, actually. They have Anonymous, who is a long season scout, hailing from Invite. Went to ESEA land, in fact, I believe in Season 11, I want to say. Season 10 or 11? One of those? 10, alright, Season 10. But definitely, he's been to land, so he is no stranger to high pressure moments. His scout buddy is actually going to be ESEA admin himself, Try, of course, desperately begging everybody on the ESEA team to get the client updated so we can play this. Thank you to Try for that. Your soldiers are going to be Panic, also of Invite, Caliber, and Milo. Of course, if you have been following Invite in the last season and the season before that, Milo should be no stranger to you. Milo is a very, very strong player. I'll look for him to do lots of damage. Boulder, your Demo Man. It's going to be interesting to see how he fares with those new stickies. I believe he is a pipe machine, so maybe his playstyle will lend a little bit more, not being hurt by it, but we'll have to see. And then we have Panic's brother, I believe, on Medic, Demento, it's his first season in TF2, so he's taking it pretty far and locking it down for his team on Medic.
Yep, they're a pretty solid bunch. I believe they're undefeated as of yet, but like I said, this Goldman Sachs team came closer than any other team has all season to beating them. So it should be a pretty good one tonight.
Yeah, I'm ready. We have 12 people in the server all doing new taunts, so clearly they're ready. But while we have a little bit of a break here, why don't we get into the matchup of this match of the finals? Who's it going to be here? We have D-Flame and Anonymous. Marxist, why don't you tell us a little bit about them?
Alright, so we've got D-Flame. He had the second highest amount of frags in Open, and actually also quite a few dominations. Snacks, aka Anonymous, had a little fewer frags and probably not as many games played, I would wager, and a little bit lower on doms. But when they played each other last time,
not quite sure what happened when they played each other last time, but I'm sure what my co-caster buddy was getting at is that these are two very, very good scouts. Very personable, maybe not personable, but high personality scouts. Very aggressive, very good at DM, and it's going to be a good matchup to see what they can do for their team. Of course, as we've been alluding to all cast, with the Demo Man changes, it might be a scout game more than ever. One thing we didn't talk about is how Demo Men like to use stickies to hoard or make a scout go into the pipe that's coming for them. They put a sticky down on the left, they shoot a pipe right because they know that the scout's going to dodge a sticky. Well, that's sort of 1v1. It's probably going to be a little nixed now, being that scouts won't take as much damage. So we'll have to pay attention to both D-Flame and Anonymous as they try to tear it up and do some damage for their teams on the other team's Demo Man. But we do have 12 in server, and they are again dancing around. Looks like they're just having a grand old conga line happening here. I hope we have this on camera, because it is just glorious to see this sort of gamemanship. The open players do it a little differently, ladies and gentlemen. They like to get in the server and have a conga line through the middle house.
a new TF2 tradition is born.
And this is really good. Like, you couldn't ask for a better conga line.
I should also, a couple juicy notes while we're here. Steve Lynn, aka Mr. Slin, noted on his stream last night that he guarantees bloodsire a win on both maps tonight, because since they're the lower bracket coming up, they have to win 2 games instead of just 1. Guarantees victory for his team. You
see George Foreman? It's kind of a bold move to guarantee something. might have a little bit of egg on his face after this is all said and done. And while we're talking about who's going to win, Marxist, why don't we go ahead and get into predictions? I want to see those predictions out in chat. Let's see who you think's going to win. I, of course, know who I think is going to win. What about you?
Well, I'm watching this conga lineup spire, but I think it's going to be a 5-3 for SAD, aka Arizona.
Yeah, I'm going to have to lean towards Arizona as well. I'm going to go ahead and say a 5-4, because as we mentioned, the last time these two teams did play each other was on Gully Wash, and it was a 5-4, so I'd love to see it. Always love casting those 5-4s, and I think both teams have it in them to go tit for tat and bring it back right in front of each other's faces round for round. So I'm going to say the 5-4. Let's see what we have in chat. I see Pocky Soli is saying 5-4 SAD too, so that might be the trend here. But we'll have to see.
I should also note that when Boulder was informed of Slin's bold predictions, he responded simply with ha, ha ha, ha, LOL. So, seems to be pretty confident to me.
And you like to see
those are
that.
Juicy tidbits.
Yeah, you like to see both teams pretty confident in each other's abilities, and it's always nice to see a little bit of a little bit of hype from either team going into what is basically going to decide, or what not basically, but is going to decide the season. It all comes down to this. This is why you played, and teams are ready to go. While we have a little bit of downtime, guys, I want to plug something that's very dear to my heart, and I'm sure it's dear to everybody in the community's heart. A while back, you will remember, we did the Tip of the Hats version 2. And we talked about all stream long about how there was an item that was going into the game, and we wanted you all to upvote it so it got in the game. And guess what? You guys did it. You came out in troops. It's now in the game. You can go into the Manco store and buy it. It is $4.99, I believe, but a portion of those proceeds will go to the charity itself. So a great cause. Props to you guys for upvoting that and getting it in the game. Now show your support again. Go purchase it. I got it myself. I'm going to be rocking it. It goes for a great cause, like I said. So make sure you guys go ahead and do that right now. I want to see it right now, Marxist.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
I should also bring up the, if you stick around after we do the cast, we'll do probably a winner's interview if the players are willing. But then after that, we're going to have a casting frag video featuring sort of the best casting moments from eXtv this season. It's going to feature, me, it'll feature Bloodsire, and Lang, Shambud, and Eckstein, and some other folks that have been over here on eXtv all season. So if you want to watch the condensed edition of Season 16, that will be after. It'll be basically a casting frag video.
I'm really excited about that because a secret dream of mine is to have my voice over like a clip in a frag video, and I'm never good enough to get that to happen. But hopefully I hear myself say something moderately not stupid while somebody does something cool. And I think that'll be really cool to see a little bit of a look back on the entire season, all the great moments, and all the action that we brought to you throughout the season. We do have 12 in the server, and I am getting word that we will be going live soon. So any moment, Marxist, we will be getting the white text of mediocrity and then the green text of awesomeness, which I have to say I've been missing in our Twitch tournament that we have going on the side there. We don't get that green text. Oh, and there it is. There's the white one. So any moment now. Well, it looks like teams are deciding what color they want to start the middle battle on. And it looks like we are going to have the Sachs over on the blue team and the Arizona's on the red. I'm going to go ahead and take a look at Boulder for this first middle rollout. Let's see how he fares with those new demo stickies and how he fares on his rollout. It's a very good one so far. Getting to the health pack at 945. He gets to the window at 943. Puts out that sticky, so the damage is ramping up and up and up. He's going to pull out those pipes immediately and spam over. Just standard play from the demo man so far still. But look at that, he's going to spam at that soldier, and of course those stickies aren't doing their normal damage. A lot of action happening for the blue team over on those boxes, and it is a huge fight on those boxes. Frags going left and right. SAD taking the brunt of it. So Arizona's losing 3 right off the bat. They still have their medic up alive, and he is trying to get out with a demo man and a scout here. They're in the valley. Let's click it over to Boulder, who is moving up with his medic. who's only at 76%. So Marxist, this is danger zone right now for SAD if they get caught out, and actually their medic's going to drop back into lobby.
Yeah, Demento left Boulder and his scout friend up here to die. We'll see if that is Snacks, I believe. So he's going to try and get out here. Tribe will manage to pick up Devin in the meantime, and Milo will also go down. The Uber gets popped out from Mr. Slin 2 during that. Demento does have his Uber still. This isn't that bad of a map for trying to do something with Uber, but since it's the open finals, we might see them kind of just chill.
You know what? I would have liked to see them go for it. It is the open finals, but with that huge of an advantage, let the other team push up just a little bit, get an eye on them, and then go. You're only gonna. What's your best case scenario? You defend another Uber push, and then you go anyway, right? You want the Uber advantage. So now would have been the time to go. We do have Snacks, aka I almost said Arizona Anonymous there going down, but they're gonna get a trade. Try is gonna take down a blue Zigster, a blue soldier. Now we have some red movement out onto the second point. They have a ×3 on the cap. That's a soldier and a scout. A fake counterbomb from Goldfish. Now the red team are coming in. I believe that was an air shot onto Panic. I got my eye on Panic, who's moving up into the choke there, and he gets saved by his medic. A nice job from the novice Demento, popping on him to save him, and it is again another skirmish over there in the yard, and the frags are going for the blue team. Goldman Sachs coming in very, very hard, saying you did not pay your loan, and we have come to collect, my friend, as Devin Sachs is going to take down 2, and now Marxist, they are recapping the Spire.
Yeah, they're actually coming in here to last. I think they're going to try to foreclose on this, and there it goes. Goldman Sachs is going to take the first round.
Wow, so all of our predictions might be wrong very early on here.
Yeah, well, it's obviously the demo update changes. But I'll watch Hooli here coming out to mid. Coming through house, 70 health, got his 158. He's going to put stickies all over the left side. He's actually going to play really defensively, expecting a big bomb that never comes. So Hooli has done no damage so far. Zigster's going to go down to Milo. Try's going to get caught out by Goldfish, but Devin's going to go down to Milo as well. So, yeah, and we're giving positioning up. D-Flame down 2, Slin and Hooli still alive. They're going to make it on out. So I think we'll see them in bats sometime.
Sticky trap over there by the patio. Panic in danger of, oh, now he's going to spot it and shoot them away with his scattergun. And that might be what we see now, Marks. We might just see sticky traps everywhere because they need to have time for their demo, for the damage to ramp up there. And I don't want to panic too soon, but it seems to me that demo men are doing a lot less on middle than they're used to be doing. They seem to be a little bit of a non-factor here, but, you know, I don't want to overreact. Let's see how it goes. Both teams do have Uber in the meantime. Again, we have no stickies are on the point, so no forward trap. Red team right now moving into upper lobby, and they're going to find, or need to find a way to push into this last. What are they going to do, Marcus? What are they going to do here?
Well, I assume we're going to see a suicide come out. And, well, no, they're buffing soldiers, so you're going to probably see something pretty typical here. Scout checks in, pulls people up. Soldier's not going to have the greatest of days here. And we're actually going to lose Anonymous and Milo, that you basically can't get a better opportunity to try and break this. Scouts are already headed in lower for Goldman Sachs. Oh, but the sticky trap catches Goldfish. So I think that'll be the end. Try's going to go down too. It's still not that bad for Goldman Sachs.
Yeah, Try's going to be up in 6 seconds. Goldfish is not going to be up for another 10. Goldfish, of course, the soldier for the blue team. That is your cue to go. If you're a red team, you have a power class vacancy over there on blue, but he is spawning up now, so they lost their opportunity. And now it looks like we are going to reset team still at full Uber. I like what SAD tried to do, what Arizona liked to do there on that last play. They sent Anonymous in, and then they had Milo jump in all sneaky-like while Anonymous was doing a distraction. He was able to get on the medic, just wasn't able to hit his shots. He went down. So let's see what they can do again. I'm going to go ahead and take a look at the blue defense, though, and it looks like they are running a standard defense. A little bit of a change from what we've been seeing teams lately do. A lot of teams like to run a sentry or a pyro or maybe go with sniper and try to get some sort of an early pick to give them the upper hand when the other team tries to push in. But not right now, not in open. That's not what's going to happen. We have Cookie Cutter, and we have teams coming in onto last. A soldier on the point bombs it. That was Milo. He goes down, but not before putting the cap to just about cap. There's a scout now. Both scouts in on the lower side. They're going to take some damage and back out. And teams are going to cycle here. Only Milo went down once again, Marxist. So right now, Arizona looking for some way to crack this defense.
Yeah, Try's going to... Well, actually, the Uber's going to come out. This could be bad, because I think Demento can make his way out here. Yeah, they're going to counter Uber in now. Try and catch out Slin. He's turned to meat. So now it's just a Huli and then 2 scouts down here on the ground, really. There's a soldier about. It looks like we're going to calm down. Scouts over on the top right chases out a soldier and gets on the point, and there you go.
Yeah, misstep from Goldman Sachs, I think. And once you had the medic soldier combo, that strong combo, because of course they're like your damage, they're your top damage dealers now. They were able to come in, put a whole lot of damage into a demo man who I'm sure felt like he was useless, and take it, kill him, and take the round. Let's go ahead and take a look at mid number 3. Teams are tied apiece, 1-1. Taking a look at the blue team, Devin right now moving in by the choke. He's a scout onto Milo. He's going to be assisted by Goldfish, and right away we have a pick. There is a scout over in the cubby. Soldier's going to peek in to try to get him. That is Try under the point with 40 HP, running away. Still blinking health there. Going to try to duck into the health pack house. He is able to get it. He's got the flank on a scout. There he goes. He meets D-Flame. He's going to find a soldier too. So right now, Try able to get down. Zigster is being all sort of a nuisance in the backfield. There is a scout about to shoot him in the back, but he is joined by his teammates, and this cap Marxist is going to revert a quick cap over for the Sachs, but they are not going to get it in the end.
Yep, big plays from Tries there, picking up 2 or 3 kills. Try effectively, if it's a try kill, you could say. And then Demento survives, so this should come through pretty quick. It'd be a tragedy if they had to pop. I don't think they will, because Goldman Sachs has already given up on this asset, and we'll probably see a last push pretty quick. Unless there's a forward hold.
Yeah, big bomb coming in from Zigster right now. He gets meat shot into the air and scattered down from Anonymous. So a nice job from the Arizona Scouts making sure their medic never got touched by that bombing soldier. Now they have already climbed and they're in position to retake lobby here. Oh, we have a scout on the medic. That medic is down to 61 HP. The blue team are going to form a cocoon around Slin and make sure Slin does not die. In the meantime, we do have a scout pushing out, trying to buy some time for his team so they can get back. And actually, Devin right now is going to run into a soldier over on the flank. Milo is going to clean him up with the 1-2 rocket combo. And he actually sees the demo man when he jumps through a window. Slin and the blue demo man, Huli, I don't know what they're doing. Huli goes down. Marxist, what are they doing there? That's a very aggressive play when you don't have second point. And there's no way you're going to cap it with all of the red guys there.
Yeah, and especially when the red guys have Uber too. So I don't really know. We're gonna get to see the new heavy though, maybe. Milo's gonna go down, and so is Anonymous. Zigster 2 will trade out. We got a lot of people down here on the ground for Goldman Sachs, so that always makes me a little queasy. I start to fade out when that happens, but they don't get punished. So I don't know. It looks like they don't get punished.
It was really interesting to see that heavy spin up and shoot for a second, because when he shot, the bullets went nowhere near where the middle of the gun was, and I guess that's part of the new heavy thing, where you start shooting, it's not going to be accurate for a whole second. Just a pretty interesting change. We do see stickies from both teams, a forward trap on the blue side in the upper entrance into last, and over on the red side, he's got a sticky trap over by window. So both teams playing it defensive. Demo men right now on either team are trying to figure out how to be effective. They're like, maybe I'll just sticky this and have like 8 of them, and maybe those 8 combined will do some damage. But teams do have full Uber Marxist, and we have a sniper for the red team. That's Milo, I believe. Let's click it over to him, see what he can do. He's got a full charge. Well, he's charging it up. He's taking it for a walk here. Waiting for Goldfish. Goldfish peeks it for a second. Is he going to get up? He gets the body shot on him and misses the head, so that's only going to do 150 damage. No big loss there as the pipes do come in from Boulder, taking down that sentry. Marxist, what do Arizona need to do here?
Well, since they do have the sniper already, they're basically doomed into having a pick come down. You can't really push 6v6 with one of your guys as a sniper. The gun is trying to be rebuilt. They're doing a pretty good job of getting it down. They run a scout in. He's running around on the left, but he's going to make it out. Wow, they tricked Zigster, the old bait and switch. He chased that scout in there, and there was another waiting for him. The gun's going to go down, so now... And there's someone on the point! They almost cap it. Both scouts are down, but the Uber comes out. Only 2 players on blue left alive.
And that was a result of Milo seeing the demo man taunting in the glass of spawn, said, alright, I'm just going to shoot your stickies off the point. And I don't know what Hooli was doing. He was taunting in spawn. I guess he was having a grand old time, but of course when you're in spawn, you're not sticking the point. And that sniper was just shooting the stickies one by one, allowed a player to get in deep, put a whole lot of cap time on the point. And when you get that much cap time and you lose that many players, you have to babysit the point so hard that once the Uber runs out, the other team's just going to run over you. And that's what happened. We are 2-1 in favor of Arizona. I'm going to take a look at Milo on this middle. Gets early jumps over onto the blue box. Blue decided not to go that way though, so he is going to reset, recalculating. He is going to put missing rockets into Zigster, but Zigster's going to go down anyway. Milo's still on the hunt here, out of his own house. He sees a soldier. He sees red. He is shooting, takes down that soldier. Can he get on the medic? He's surely going for it. Oh, that medic is in danger. Milo himself at 95 HP. The medic at 23 HP. The rocket, he sees it down now, Milo. A nice job there from Hooli coming in. He's going to sacrifice. Not a nice job because Mr. Slyn, Marxist, did go down in the end there from that ghost rocket.
Yep, he fired one last shot at Slyn before he turned on Hooli there, and he killed them both. So, pretty good life for a roamer overall. Mid was a little shaky, but hey, it turns out at the end of the day, he got the job done. And now we're going to see an Uber pretty much just roll in. It sounds like we've got the Pyro. Scout runs through to test the point. Scout is on it again with the Uber. But I don't see a lot happening yet. Panic's going to go down, and so is D-Flame. Pyro's still there, kind of being annoying.
Yeah, Milo tried to get in, was able to take down Zigster with him, but Zigster is also going to take him out. So they trade. Boulder, the last red dude left alive. Where are you? For you desperately. I don't know where you are. Blue team in the
hiding.
He's hiding. He's hiding
that
from
old
me.
Pyro spot.
And I can see through walls with a plug-in, so he was doing a really good job of hiding. But anyway, the blue team right now have recapped the point, and they do have a 63% Uber advantage, which surely Marxist is about to loom large here on middle.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty huge for pushing mid. If they get a clean mid push here, too, because there's no boulder, and sticky traps are still just as good as they ever were, but no boulder, should have an easy push. Milo's going to go down, too, so I would really like to see them go ahead and keep pushing with this Uber. If Slyn's aware of the advantage that they have, they can just keep rolling here and try and catch Sad in a bad spot.
We got Try on the flank right now. He's going to meet a soldier in that lobby. That soldier was able to get that health back. So Try almost died there, was able to take him down. But he is at 16 HP, and he is recapping. But he is facing an 81 HP scout on the middle point. Devin, it says, no way, buddy. You're not going to take that point away from our team. And now the blue Uber is popped along with the red Uber. And the red Uber actually wasn't connected to anybody. Finally, Panic does jump down. And now it is a King of the Spire battle. All of red were on it, ready for their frag video moment. Not going to happen. Goldfish is going to take down Myler, and Boulder connects with a pipe onto Goldfish, and Blue are back on their heels, but they do have that 10% Uber advantage, so they are not in danger yet. Both teams are down 1. Both players are going to spawn around the same time. Nice bombs coming in from red, and Zigster might get caught out here in the red house. Meantime, it looks like Marxist, we are going to have a mid battle, as both teams are not willing to give it up.
Yeah, Zigster dives into choke and dies, but ultimately in these slow mid fights, Blue, in this case Sachs, is going to benefit in any sort of really slow mid fight because of their respawn advantage and the fact that Ubers are even. So no like really quick ninja cap will go, but Devin gets caught out. He was kind of standing on the point when the rest of his team was chilling at choke, and they're just going to pile out. Don't want to fight that, don't want to use the Uber over mid. Bombs are going to come out. Zigster going on, I assume, Demento, but no Uber comes out.
Devin there for the Sachs committed the cardinal sin of scouting, which is dying as the first member before the Uber fight ever came in. They were 6 strong. Devin was sort of leading the charge there while his team was backing out, and he died and put the numbers in the other team's favor. They were able to just bully their way into middle. There's a sticky trap over on the jump point. Hooli is going to take down Boulder. So quickly, the metagame for Demoman is changing as Demoman have reverted back to their tricky traps. Milo is going to take down Hooli, and a bomb from Panic is going to take down Goldfish. Goldfish, though, trades with him, takes him down, and a red and blue Uber have popped. They are on the Spire. It is a scout Uber for both teams, with red members and blue members scattering all around. Now I got my eye on Devon, who's fighting a very hurt scout combo. Come to Dust, who of course is anonymous, is able to take down Zigster. And the scouts now for the blue team have connected with their medic, and they are on the hunt, pushing out. Red medic is joining the fight. And we have a big melee skirmish over on the second point. It is still in Blue's possession, and we do have a red scout trying to force the issue. Soldier Goldfish is going to jump onto the point. He is hurt, but so is that 17 HP scout. The shotgun comes out from Goldfish and takes him down. And Blue now, they are getting the frags. Red slowly bleeding players. Marxist, they have to back it out to middle.
Yeah, I think there was a little bit of miscommunication there, because Try went straight to the point and started capping it, and his team just left him to die. So that's going to make life pretty difficult for Arizona. They're pulling out. They're 3 down. They've already lost second, and they're going to lose Boulder, too, to a scout here. So that's going to be probably a pretty easy Spire cap for Goldman Sachs to go ahead and grab here.
Milo losing health, bleeding health over on the lobby as blue team are pushing in. Devin's on a little bit of a tear. Recognized a nice opportunity on Boulder earlier, was able to take him out in yard. Now he takes out another as he is chilling by that trash area, waiting for his medic and team to push in. Zigster grabs one over, I don't know where, but down now are 2 for the red team. Both Ubers are up though, Marxist, so it's not all bad for the red team. They do have that long spawn over on their scout, but he should be alright.
Yeah, we'll see. D-Flame, there we go. D-Flame comes up sniper, so good heads-up play to recognize that Ubers were even, so there's no reason not to do your off-classy thing while we're here, because you don't want to have to wait and do the cycle again.
Now, I really wish, I don't know what D-Flame is doing, by the way. Oh, he's waiting for a buff. Okay. I really wish teams were able to use the new sniper rifle, the TFC sniper rifle, which of course is a thing now, much to my heart's content. But let's take a look at D-Flame with the TF2 sniper rifle, see what he can do here. He goes for the play underneath the sign. He gets spotted very, very early, so he's not going to be able to go for that pick on the medic. Still creeping, still taking the charge for a walk. Sees that scout, puts a body shot into him, tries to get the frag there at the end, but it's not going to go. And really, Marxist, when you have a sniper, your team needs to form a cocoon around him, needs to form a circle of trust and healing so that he can get something going, and he is able to do that. He is going to take down Try. This would be Blue's time to push, don't you think?
Yep, they should be going. I don't think they are, though. Goldfish is peeking and taking a ton of damage. Zigster's actually going to go down, but he's going to pop their Uber. So, pretty good play there. Sling's going to pop up top and with a multi-Uber and go bring a scout down to the point. They kill Boulder, no stickies on the point. Sling's going to die immediately. Meat all over the point. It's a 3v4, 1v3 now. It's just Zigster who got the force to start with. He's jumping around somewhere out on second, it sounds like. He's hiding in the same spot Boulder did earlier. He's going to try and make a run on last, but the soldier class is too slow for this back cap.
And also too loud. You can hear those rockets, even though the original rockets are a little bit quieter. Got the silencer on them, I guess. We did have the demo man Boulder for the red team. He spotted it, was able to get the stickies on the point. And down goes Zigster. In the meantime, red team have capped the point. They do have a 35% advantage, and they are still building it as they make their way through the house. Rocket kill is going to come on Anonymous, who we mentioned is an aggressive scout, and he pays for it right there. But the red team with that Uber advantage surely want to push on it. 30% advantage, 35, excuse me, is something you need to go on. And here they come. Blue team could try to get a frag and turn the tide if they wanted. But looks like they're going to back it out. Can they back everybody out? Yes, they do. And actually, they are still running a scout. That's D-Flame. Let's click it over to him, see if he can get any nice frags as the team on red tries to push into middle. He is peeking, taking it for a walk, sees the demo man, a perfect opportunity to take him down, but he misses the shot. Blue team, though, do have their Uber, so we are in the classic leapfrog scenario. That sniper, though, might hurt them if he's not able to connect, and as I say that, he gets a nice headshot onto a scout. Down Try goes once again, so D-Flame has it out for Try. Blue Uber is popped on the middle point, and looks like Marxist, they are going to cap it.
Yeah, Anonymous is still running around on mid, and he's always a threat to kind of ruin your day, but he gets taken out right away by Goldfish. Hooli's going to grab Panic as well. So we should, due to no Panic, no Anonymous, should see a pretty easy second cap. D-Flame's going to be a little bit of a liability here, because I don't think anyone's going to be... Sticky Trap too! Yeah, Devin and Goldfish are both down. We have the sniper who's sitting on second, so that might have just ended it here.
Again with that jump trap, and now that trap's always been used, but I'm definitely seeing a very consistent resurgence of it here in this game, and maybe I'm just playing it up that the nerf kind of hurt Demo Man there, except for traps. But it looks like Demo Man have reverted to the traps. The blue Uber is going to be popped, so a nice job from Try taking that Uber out of the blue hands. In the meantime, Red are still building their Uber. Try actually with a huge play. Blue were going to push into second and gonna take it there. Red team, though, they have a little bit of life left in this round because they do have a 56-60% advantage. Blue team do not care, and they are pushing in. D-Flame leading the charge with his sniper. Can he connect again? Surely needs to do that, because if you take the scout mobility and scout scatter damage away from your team, you better be putting out that damage on the sniper class. Red team, guess they realize, and Hooli with a trap is gonna take down Come to Dust and Milo, and now Marxist Blue have all the cards they need to take this round.
Yeah, Boulder actually with a tremendous pipe on Goldfish, and then he craters on the way down. But yeah, huge sticky trap from Hooli there, taking out two players at once. And we'll have Slin building that Uber. Actually, we don't even care. Devin doesn't even care about Uber advantages. He's just gonna run in. Wow, they Uber D-Flame, who kills the medic Demento. So it's a sniper Uber. So far, not very successful is the sniper Uber. D-Flame's gonna go down. I assume maybe Slin thought Devin was still gonna be around there, or something kooky happened there. I don't like to believe that he purposely had a sniper Uber. Hooli is gonna manage to kill Milo, though, with the nerfed stickies, no less.
You know, if you believe hard enough, it's true, and I really want to believe that these open players Ubered that sniper to take down that medic. That is something I was never able to convince a teammate or a medic of mine to do, but they did it there, and it worked, and it works, damn it. They did a good job there, D-Flame with a nice clutch pick. Of course, we did see Arizona was able to bounce back. They have pushed out onto the second point. They were able to pick Slin, too, so they do reset the Uber advantage in their favor by a small margin, 15%, which is negligible, but they do have the bodies and the positioning. Excuse me, they don't have the bodies, as we have Hooli and Zigster, the soldiers for the blue team, take down a pair. Both scouts, actually, for the red team go down, so blue team have the mobility, and they are going to be bombing in. Goldfish right now, moving in deep, gets a lot of damage onto the red players, over onto the gray bridge. The medic and the soldier had the split, so down goes a little bit of Uber time. Not going to matter. Blue team are going to catch up their Uber, and they are going to, well, I was going to say they're going to cap this point, but red team are playing it aggressive. They are going to spend their Uber to try to save this point. Looks like they might do just that. Blue Uber is finally going to be up, though, so maybe a miscalculation from the red team as the blue Uber is on the hunt. Down goes the red medic. Demento dead. Blue Uber now pushing in. There's a scout, a lone scout over on the Bats. Try, that was. He was able to take down D-Flame before he died, but down he goes. Teams are trading frags left and right, and red doing a nice job of holding on in the face of danger. Blue, though, finally capping that point, will have the advantage.
Yeah, Goldfish pretty big there, getting Panic and the medic. So still no charging actually coming out from Demento. So Slin's Uber is going to be pretty good, but there's a back cap of a scout. He's going to have to fight Goldfish. Goldfish jumps at him. Usually that results in instant death for the soldier, but he gets away with it so far. Almost kills Hooli. Does try. Truly. Oh, he gets him! So there's Anonymous coming in and snatching that demo kill.
Ring around the rosy for Anonymous, just kept going round and round and round that spire, putting damage into Hooli. Finally, he was able to clean him up. We do have a flank now coming in from Milo. He sees that medic, puts one rocket into him. He's going to force the pop out from the medic. A nice shot from Slin popping there and not dropping the Uber. Here it is on two scouts. I like a scout Uber versus a non-Uber. Could be very, very lethal. D-Flame is going to take down Panic, and the scouts are on the hunt. In come the rest of the blue team here, and red team are in trouble. Medic's got to connect with somebody. Oh, and Boulder's going to get a sticky frag onto Devin, who was trying to cap that point. Now his scout's on it, and he is going to take it down. And we are all tied up. Marxist, is this the 5-4 I've been dreaming of?
I think we're cursed in these championship games, bloodsire.
cursed or blessed, however you want to look at it. But we are definitely seeing some close matches, and I love it. Teams, like I said, are tied at 2. Let's take a look at a scout for this middle. I'm going to take a look at Anonymous because he has been doing work. He's going to move his way. He's not going to move his way anyway. He's going to visit the respawn. So why don't we go ahead and take a look at Zigster, who is a blue soldier, in on a flank behind the demo medic combo. They haven't looked. The demo man's still not even daring to look at him. Just he's playing the Mario game where you don't turn around and then you're fine. I don't know what I'm saying, but down go all of the red guys, and the blue guys are capping the point and moving up with Uber.
Yeah, Hooli's switched up. I'm basically, in traditional sense, you would say what Hooli's doing is a really passive. Oh wow, another kill on try, peeky. But Hooli's just playing a really passive mid style where he stickies up his own closet and then puts a bundle of stickies somewhere else and gets kills with it. They're gonna step right onto the point. Goldfish is gonna get meated immediately. But Hooli's now sticking up the point, and Scout is on it, and there we go. First half to Goldman Sachs laying their claim.
It's like 2007 all over again with the way teams are playing this Demo Man. Of course, in the beginning, Demo Man wasn't even looked at as a good class. Teams were running Sniper over Demo Man because they didn't think you could really be that consistent on Demo Man. Of course, you can't really put out that consistent damage with. Well, you can. I'm overplaying it because it's fun, but the Demo Man have reverted to old tactics. It looks like, and they're figuring it out. It's fun to see. Like he said, though, the Sacks do take the half. And the match goes live right away, so no time to opine. Why don't you go ahead and take this middle?
Alright, so I'll check out Zigster here and give us some Roamer insight, because I think Roamer's going to be pretty important from now on at mids. And they're gonna do the little kill the demo rocket and do the Carnage hide behind the rock strat. Carnage was the scout, Zigster is still hiding under, meets a soldier, gonna manage to pick up Milo. We'll switch it off now because he's dead. It blows himself up against the wall, does Zigster. The point is going to go for the Sacks right now. But 2 down, rather, for each team. Boulder being dead, though, I don't know if I like the Dementos stuck around here. It's kind of dangerous for him. Yeah, he's going to go down into a Hooli sticky. Nerf or not, good enough to kill the medic there. So, pretty disastrous turn of events for Arizona.
Oh, and an air shot onto Milo as he was bombing in. I'm not sure who hit that, but Goldfish gets the credit for the kill, and Milo was high-flying in the sky and completely got his air strafe negated by a nice air shot. Here comes another soldier coming in. That's Panic onto the combo. Desperately are the blue team trying to pop this red medic, and they are able to do just that. Slim did not want to drop that Uber, so he is forced to spend it. So the Ubers are going to cycle back to 0. For both teams, the advantages are going to be equaled out. Red team are going to cap the point because they have ×4. And we can see the blue combo is building with a scout. As red team, they're just chilling. They're chilling in the yard. I'd like to see them get aggressive. Maybe they lost Uber count, but I'd like to see them get aggressive and push back the blue team. You don't want to see them move out and take lobby control.
Yeah, they may be. They know when Demento died, but I think they're kind of overestimating his ability to build after his respawn. They're coming in now that they're pretty close. I guess they were just worried that Anonymous would run into them and get a 3K or something.
That's always a threat, and they are moving in through the window side, the safe side right now. Teams are at full strength. Ubers are at full strength too. So once again, it's a matter of who can have the better spam, who is going to unlock the other team's defense. Red team, of course, on offense here, pushing it in with the scout. D-Flame is going to get a little bit too greedy and go down. Panic gets credit with that kill. Demento there healing him up. Panic now going to take a peek. He's going to put some rockets into those window players, but they are just fine. Panic still peeking. We should note there is a nice red trap over on that stair side for any blue players who get a little bit too cheeky. Let's see what D-Flame comes back as. It's actually a spy, Marxist. Let's see what he can do with this.
Yeah, I don't know if we're going to try and see a spy kill or just the good old-fashioned spy back cap, but we'll see. He's sneaking around in lower lobby. I imagine he's going to either drop the stairs or go down through the bottom right. Bottom right's pretty risky. He may try to go top. I don't know. He's just building up his time right now.
Yeah. Oh, and he's gonna
immediately spotted. He's hiding though. The no move hiding strat.
What is this? No, I mean, they had to have seen that there was a spy. Are they looking for it? Yeah, I think they're spamming red. Yeah, they're spamming random places.
He grabbed the health back right in front of a soldier. Yeah, that's one way to get spotted out pretty fast.
Either there's a ghost or there's a spy. Chances are it's a spy, and he's going to get spotted out. So D-Flame, not the most genius spy, but a nice one. He's going to say, hey, screw that. I'm going to come back as sniper where I've gotten a few picks on, and he's going to move it up. Red team now, they're going to have to just make sure they hold here and allow their sniper some room to breathe and get some shots. Again, when you run that sniper, you need to make sure that he's got a nice cushion around him where he's got all the room in the world, all the heals in the world to not get ganked, to get some nice shots off. Basically, the other advantage to having that sniper is you can herd the blue team back, herd them into a certain position to where you can get some nice spam on them. So let's see what D-Flame's able to do here. He does have that charge. He goes for that scout, sees him again. He's at 70 HP. That scout's making a move on him. He's put down. Oh, and he gets the headshot onto Anonymous, who was challenging him. And there was no flag on the play. D-Flame is going to take him down. And once again, you would think this is their cue to push, Marks.
Yep, they are actually going to use it this time. The Uber's still not popped, though. Demento holding it like a boss. And Panic is going to go kill the sniper with the Uber. There are stickies in the way. There's really no red players on last right now. They just ran away. Goldfish and D-Flame are your casualties. And Demento's running around looking for people. We've already got a scout out on second. And Soldier jumps at him. The scout actually just lets him come up there for a sec, but they're going to leave now. Devon's dead. We've got D-Flame still on sniper yet. So kind of a liability here because you're limited to strictly playing defense.
Yeah, and with the Uber advantage in red favor, it might not matter, or will not matter, if blue decide to push in, because they have the bodies and they have the damage capability. Zigster, though, is going to stuff a rocket into Boulder's face, so down goes the Demoman. That's going to halt their push. In the meantime, red are going to be able to get that Uber and take things back over here on the second point. Panic now bombing in on that soldier who was bombing the combo. Very, very hurt. It's Goldfish who pulls out the shotgun and takes down Anonymous with 11 HP. Goldfish staying alive has 11 HP. He's going to meet up with his medic. Down goes Try. Try was able to get Zigster, but 4 down now for the Arizona team. They are in danger of going down. A 2-round deficit here as the red team are leaving nobody. There we go. Demoman. Yeah, how about the Demoman goes in cap? Because he's useless now anyway. As the red team with the Uber are pushing in onto last. The Uber has not been popped yet. And Anonymous with a headshot to save the round is going to hit another one to take down D-Flame, so the snipers are out. And wow, Anonymous showing his invite capability is going to completely turn things around here on last, taking the Uber away from the enemy team who was about to squash them.
So Slin's going to have to eat his tip of the hat's hat because he also promised on said trash talking stream that he would not drop an Uber in this game. So there he goes.
Yep, he's going to have to eat it. Goldfish right now playing Spire King is going to put a rocket into Panic and then shotting him down, falling. Of course, in TF2, just because you get the air shot doesn't mean you're going to win the fight. And Panic wins that fight because he, being air shot into the air, had the high ground, I guess you would say. A little bit of a back cap coming in from D-Flame, who's at 30 HP. Boulder's going to get a pipe onto him, and I'm impressed with the level of DM right now from these open players. Of course, a lot of them being high-quality, invite, intermediate-level players themselves. You might expect that, but in comes a high bomb from Milo, who gets right onto that red Demoman. Hooli is going to take him down, but enough damage was done by Milo to where Blue Scout came in and cleaned him up. While the red team are with a vengeance, getting frags. In danger of dying is a 58 HP, 6 HP, excuse me, Boulder, who's pushing into the choke and taking down Slin with 6 HP. Slin having a rough few moments here in TF2. Now Boulder is going to get cleaned up by D-Flame, who, a little bit of revenge for Slin there, but wasn't able to do it quick enough. And in the meantime, red team have lost their medic.
Yep, they are going to grab second here, though, unless somebody really gets on their horsey. And it looks like there is someone. He's in drop down. I don't see if he came out or not. No, he ran away. So we'll have the Demento huge advantage situation, which is a pretty interesting one given where we are in this match. Because it is possible to push out, they have enough of an Uber. I would like to see them do it.
They have to do it, and it looks like they're doing just that. They're going to Safeway, they're going window, check window, nothing there, let's move it out. I got my eye on Panic, let's see what he can do with this Uber. He's just checking around for those dangerous stickies, and I'm not sure what's worse, Marks, is having to check for stickies every 2 seconds, a sticky trap, or just Demo's doing 1,000,000 damage with the stickies the size of Saturn. But Boulder is going to get one. Milo's going to take down one too, so right away, red are losing 2 members, and that Uber still not popped for the blue team. Demento in very hurt territory is finally going to have to pop there. He had about 25 HP when it was all said and done, but a lot of frags going for the blue team. They have capped the second point and pushing onto the pushing onto the middle. They are going to see a whole lot of red guys, and they're going to say, let's just back it up a little bit.
Yeah, they kind of... One thing that I think Blue failed to realize there was both soldiers were down and they capped mid, which means those soldiers are going to get an elongated spawn. Panic was ready to go, but he kind of took a pipe right to his face, and then the rest of his team backed up after the cap. So they had the chance to get in there and get at Slyn before this Uber was a thing. They let it go. We'll see what they choose to do. It looks like they're going to go out of that patio side door.
They need to go. They've had the Uber advantage for 20 seconds now. Finally, they go, but a medic on the blue team is at 61%. He has been disconnected, so he's not building. So the red team are looking out here. That medic was building. He was in danger of falling back to his second point, getting that Uber, and then pushing back out. But not to be. Devin's going to pull out that pistol and take down both Try and Anonymous. Down goes both scouts for the blue team. I'm going to take a look at D-Flame, who's moving in through upper right now, and actually he's joined by his scout buddy, so both scouts are bleeding in, and actually it's a demo man. As everyone looks at the scouts who are running in on the top left, Hooli is like, you know what, I don't need stickies, I can just cap things, because I have the pain train, which is ×2. So he got on the point, and that is a round for the red team.
Well, I'll snatch this mid from you. I think we'll watch Goldfish on what is now match point for Goldman Sachs. The predictions of Slyn. Oh, air shot right away. Well, look at that. Maybe I made a good choice at mid for once. The bomb's gonna come in. Golden trying to defend himself, can't do it anymore. And Goldfish also directly behind Demento, gonna try to shotgun him down. No go, but he's gonna die anyways. And all that remains are Panic and Try. Capping middle.
Either you were roboting, or I was, or my internet connection was going down, but it sounded like you were a robot dying of drowning. A drowning. Like you said, the blue team are going to be able to cap this point, and we do see. Oh, we see some pyro act. We see some. Okay, so Anonymous just went from pyro to sniper, back to pyro, back to sniper. So he was confusing the heck out of me. He's going to elect in the end to stick on sniper. So we'll take a look at him, see what he can do as he plays aggressive sniper. I like to see this. A lot of times you see the defensive sniper, but Anonymous is going with that aggressive. Sniper pick. If he can buy some room here, and actually that sticky trap's gonna stop any movement he wanted to do. His Devil Man's gonna clear it though, so if he can peek out real quick and get an eye on where that beam is coming from, he can maybe go for that medic. Instead, it elects to go for the headshot on the soldier. Now red team knows they are running a sniper. So come the dust, Anonymous is gonna have a little bit of a hard time trying to get something going here.
Yeah, it's really tough to get out of this choke. And the Uber is actually just gonna come out from Mr. Slyn. And, no, Demento goes down in the Uber, so great Uber there from Hooli and company to just go ahead and frag out Demento, and we're in extremely dangerous territory for Arizona here, because Demento's still down. We do have Boulder, we do have a sniper, so there are chances here, but you really don't want to be on your last with match point facing you down.
Absolutely not. Can Anonymous do it again? He is sitting right now in the upper lobby trying to go for point denial, I guess. Puts Hooli down to 4 HP. Now there's a scout on him, goes for the headshot, but Devin says no way. Try's going to get a kill, though, on the flank. He gets a double kill, another onto Slyn. So Try is the hero right now, as we do have a pause. Of course, this pause takes place 2 minutes in the future, but Try playing the hero this time around, taking down Slyn. A nice job from him. And now is the time, Marxist, where we get to theory craft and just throw things at a wall and see why we think somebody crashed and then paused.
Alright, so I don't know why we pause or crash, but I do have to say, what do you think about the demo change so far? Because it does look like we're playing a little bit differently. Maybe the main thing I've noticed is that in a lot of situations where you would have seen sticky spam, you just instead see pipe spam, which is probably a little less effective, but also affects the way people move.
Originally in TF2, when people started to play competitive, and they were trying to figure out the intricacies of the Demoman class, stickies were used for area denial. They would load out the stickies, lay them down on the ground, put them up as a trap to try to slow teams down, and then they would use their pipes to clump up and put damage into players that were coming through a choke or what have you. A player named Alex Watt kind of pioneered a style where you used pipes, you spam the pipes, let them do their debt thing, and then you had your stickies to shoot at people on the fly. That was your primary weapon, and that kind of changed the meta. And since then, that's been the calling card of Demomans. They've just been able to use those stickies at their whim to inflict damage. But absolutely, I'm seeing exactly what you said. We're seeing a lot of sticky traps go up, a lot of pipe spam. Stickies are more of a safety mechanism, and you know, Valve, when they've talked about the Demoman in the past, they've said that's kind of what they wanted and what they were going for. They were unhappy with the way the Demoman was. So they fixed that. The problem is, you know, is the thing they fixed the thing that broke the meta of that we've all come to love? Quite. I don't even know if we love it. I'm a scout, so I'm a little biased, I guess.
Yeah. We haven't seen crits yet, so that'll be sort of a big thing here, because you know, we're the vanguard of the casts, bloodsire. We're the first to see something like this with this new game, so or at least a new style of play, and heavy at last too. You're probably gonna end up in a situation where if you surprise the heavy, you'll probably kill him because he's got a 1 second window of time where he's not gonna deal damage to you.
We saw. Me and you did, or you and I, excuse me, we did a Viaduct cast for the IM finals, and what I noticed is the way the team was running the heavy, well, they weren't doing that great of a job, but basically he would come in and he would spin up and he would try, darndest that he might, to get a whole lot of damage on a scout before he was focus fired and killed, and even with the minigun doing total damage and complete accuracy upon shooting it, he was getting focus fired before he can do anything right. And now with this nerf, you got to imagine that that's just going to be compounded, and it's going to be a much harder job for heavy weapons guys. Not too much of a problem for us in 6v6 over here. I'm sure the Highlander people are gonna have a whole new world to play with and a lot more things to figure out. But again, you know, something else that might come into play is that pyro extinguisher, and I'm just glad I made that pro video when I did, because to not be able to full crit somebody with the extinguisher right when they're on fire in front of you, that's a big deal. It only mini crits them now, and I guess mini crits do a lot of damage, but that's a big deal. And I've run pyro in the past in competitive matches to some success, but like the extinguisher is a huge part of that. So not a huge deal for 6v6, like I said, but of course, once again, you're taking a weapon away from one of the off-classers, and that's a thing too.
Yeah, I don't know that we see the extinguisher so much in standard. Oh well, actually, we're gonna come back. So we've got Zigster jumping around on mid after securing. Well, no, Try's gonna go down. We get to see the little slidey players, and Devin's going to go down, Hooli is going to go down, so we'll probably see a pretty big win here come out from Sad, headed on to mid.
This is exactly what they need. They are down 2 rounds here, so they need to start getting rounds. Of course, time, I'm sure, is not an issue as of this point, but it is slowly ticking away, ever ticking away. They are going to cap the point. They do have the 45% Uber advantage. They have all the bodies that they need. Of course, they are down, well, I guess the HUD's broken, but so I don't exactly know the body advantage, but in comes the blue team anyway. They do have that Uber. Devin's going to get a nice pick right away, and this is not good for blue. They're going to trade, though. Oh, and the scouts for the blue team, aided by Panic, are going to take down 3. Down goes Slin, Devin, and Goldfish. So a big turn of events for the blue team. They still, well, they popped that Uber, I guess. I missed that because I'm bad. But blue team aren't bad. They have capped second Marxist, and they are headed to last.
Yeah, they were pretty paranoid coming in and popped their Uber. We do have Pyro Heavy out here, the ultimate in utility defense. So we'll get to see this new Heavy really show itself. Scout on him, on the point. Can he do anything? The pipes are going to hit him too. Trying to kill the Scout, and somebody else is going to do it. So Sad just kind of throwing themselves in there and not really accomplishing very much.
Now, I don't quite know if you have to be spun up for a second or if it's a second after you start shooting. From what I understand, I think it's a second after you actually engage the left click that it takes a second for it to become accurate and fully damaging. But I don't know, not much of a factor there. We do have Anonymous back on Sniper over on the choke, trying to deny that cap from the red team. Goldfish right now with 24 HP has got the escape plan, is desperately trying to get out of there. Milo takes down Slane. I don't know how I missed it, but one thing that the red team are going to miss is their medic, because he is dead, and he is not going to spawn for a little bit now. And in the meantime, Marx's blue team, they have 70%.
That they do, and it was D-Flame who was the one that was our crasher, so that'll pretty much set them back for a little bit. Yeah, we'll see this Uber come do its thing. Let me go look at the our util situation where
for the red team, it looks like they have an engineer. It's only a level 2 sentry though, so that's not the best of sentries. The Uber comes in and takes it down. Panic gets credited for that. An SMG kill from Come to Dust Anonymous, and the frags are being traded 2 down for either team, but the red medic did go down. Slid goes down. Boulder is going to get a pipe kill on the Goldfish, and the blue team are just inching on that point. They are able to take it, so they tie the half, but they are still down that 1 round. So it's 4-3 in favor of Goldman Sachs, and this could be the turning point for Arizona. They certainly have to win out from here, of course, but you know, they're starting to get it done. They need to have a strong showing here on the middle point. I'm actually going to take a look at Slin on this middle. We never give medics any love on the middle point, so let's see what his decision making is. Let's see how he plays this, how he decides to surf some rockets. Takes a whole lot of damage right away, and he's just going to gun it across the point and pray to all the gods in the world that he doesn't die. He eats a pipe actually right after he regen back to 78, so that regen coming in big, and he misses the arrow twice over on that soldier with 13 HP. Down goes Zigster. Slin hightailing it out of there, is in a lot of danger, and this is the danger. This is the life of a medic, trying to heal as best as you can while praying for your life. He is going to back it out, so a good job recognizing that the fight was lost from Slin, but they did lose middle. He did stay alive, so the Ubers are going to be the same for both teams. The red team back on that foot of theirs. They are in danger of having the match tied up on them.
that they are. I don't know, is Mumble like killing me every now and again?
It might. I heard there were some mumble problems, so every now and then you kind of just like drown in the abyss of whatever mumble we're in. But you're back now, so that's good.
Oh, good. So yeah, Slim makes it out there. We have our little trade-off. We'll probably see an anonymous sniper, unless some sort of crazy thing happens. It looks like we're gonna see oh, it's a Milo sniper here. Yes, so that is the thing. He's actually in lower.
It's not a bad play to switch off one of the soldiers and keep both scouts. I don't know how great it is for last, especially with power classes being such a big utility or a big advantage when you're pushing in on last and you can spam with those rockets. Can't spam with scouts. So a questionable decision on the last play, but I like keeping the mobility of the scouts. Milo now taking the charge for a walk. Sees that soldier peeking in on the left side. Gonna miss the shot on him. And if you're a red team right now, you just don't want to peek. Like, there's no point. Like, you can spam a rocket at him. He'll take a bunch of damage, but he's not gonna die because the medic's on him. And you just put yourself at risk of dying. But still with that charge up. Looking into that left alley, not really doing much. Let's see what we have on the red side. They do have that engineer. That is Devin. He is carrying that big box on his shoulder, and he's finally putting that sentry up. An interesting sentry spot. Oh, and he actually had it built prior, so it's gonna upgrade right away. In the meantime, Anonymous is gonna come in and take down Zigster, and red team have a pick here. Oh, but they lose the flame.
Yep. So we're gonna see the Uber come in now. We'll see how long we can get out of that. Not very long at all for the Reds. So basically just two Ubers staring at each other. Scouts trying to make their way onto the point. Stickies are going to eliminate them for the time being. Slim's going to go down. Zigster very hurt, trying to make his way around the stairs. Goldfish also quite hurt. Med tries to sack in on the point, doing some of the fragile plays, but it's going to end in a wipe.
Yeah, red team now have the perfect opportunity to push out. Of course, Hooli's going to dump into the forward respawn and get that health ×4 on the point. They're going to have it uncontested. That blue scout needs to back up, try being a little bit of a nuisance. Actually puts a bit of damage into that scout, so he's going to back up, try being a little cute with that damage. He has got to back it out. In come the red team, and actually the blue team play off this aggressively. They do have the high ground position to get that spam, and it looks like they're doing just that. In comes a soldier from the patio, joined by the demo man, and here comes the medic. Cabo, excuse me, I misspoke. I was questioning Try, and I shouldn't have done that. How could I ever dare to question an ESEA admin? I should be banned and barred from ESEA for the rest of my life. The blue team are now capping the point via Try, and they are pushing up. Ubers are just about the same, and the red team are being forced back very aggressively back into their last. The blue team now, Marxists, are overtaking lobby, and they're about to have Uber.
Yeah, it was a really beautiful slow push from Sad there. They kind of lured Goldman Sachs off of their lofty position and brought them forward a little bit, and then they just pounced on them. And that was the end of that for Goldman Sachs' defensive second.
Again, we have that sentry over from, I guess I've been calling him Devon, but it might just be Devin, or it might just be dumb. So Devin building that sentry on the right side. It's a level 2. He has yet to upgrade it to level 3, so please, buddy, get a level 3. And actually, it's fine as a level 2 because it completely stops that soldier's bomb on the combo. I guess they didn't peek to figure out that they had a gun. Surely they must have heard it, but it is going to stuff that soldier. The bomb is negated. Both teams do have the Uber, and we have a whole bunch of blue hurt players. Try himself is at 54, and Panic is at 73, getting healed. But down went Boulder. And now we have Milo peeking in from Shutter onto a whole lot of red players. They take some damage, but they have that health in there, and it is just a melee. Red are coming out the better of it as they are getting frags. Hooli is going to grab one on to Come to Dust, and they are forcing the blue team out of this. Both teams still at Uber, and neither were forced to pop. So a little bit passive of a push from both teams, keeping that Uber. There is a trap, Marxist, over on Choke.
And it may not come to use. They're going to pop right away. There's actually a scout stuck in the house. That's Try. He's going to go down. Goldfish is going on a fantastic voyage. Gets a kill on Boulder. The Uber finally comes out for blue. It should be good, but he is getting juggled all over by Zigster. Can't do anything as Milo. So now the reply comes in. No demo for blue, but not a big deal. No Devin, no Goldfish. Now it's actually an even fight. Oh, look at that. But Slin's got a little bit of an Uber advantage, so this may come into play, but he's going to get rushed down by a scout. Yeah, Soldier jumps around there, tries to do stuff. That was Zigster, and Scout runs under his feet and kills his medic instantly.
Frags all going for Arizona right now, and they are pushing in off of that opportunity, getting all... Hooli brings out the pain train and inflicts a whole lot of pain onto Milo. Panic. He's going to get some revenge for his buddy onto Hooli. So down goes Hooli. There were 3 dead for the red team. Up spawns the medic. 80% advantage for the blue team. The blue team. They're going to be pushing in. They're coming in lower, actually, because there was nobody contesting their entry. You would have liked to see Red Team try to sneak a forward hold as much as they could to delay Blue a little bit. Not going to happen. Blue now have the Uber. Of course, they are down around here, so can they tie it up? In comes, it's a Scout Uber. Down go the sentries. Try and Come to Dust. Get a frag each. That sentry engineer, he's got that shotty out there doing a whole lot of damage. The red combo now forced behind the point. Down goes all of them. Only Hooli left alive. And that is the round. Marxist, we are all tied up here in the ESEA Open Finals. It is 4-4. What is going to happen on this move?
I don't know. So basically, here's what's gonna be for this. It's 4-4. If Goldman Sachs wins, we cast another game. If Arizona wins, that's it. They all get $100.
Ooh, I know who I am rooting for, but anyway, I'm going to take a look at Goldfish, Soldier right now for Goldman Sachs team. He is looking around trying to put... He's actually going to lag out in midair, so I'm not going to look at him anymore. I guess I cursed him by putting my camera on him. No, he spawns finally, but he dies. Blue team, in the meantime, are able to capitalize off that. Slin left alive with the scout. Blue team are on the hunt. Panic is going to crater himself. I think he got arrowed mid-air, Marxist, and then when he hit the ground, he cratered. Blue team still on the hunt there. There is a scout. Let's take a look at Anonymous, who was being very sneaky. Thought he could maybe catch that medic as he went in through upper, but they were a little too smart with Slin and his scout. They went the lower route, and they are safely on last. Uber's heftily in favor of the red team.
Yep, and they're gonna try a little bit of a riskier play here and bring their Uber out to second. It's ultimately the right decision. It's just, when you're in this situation, the adrenaline is pretty much at max.
Absolutely, and we can see blue team now. They are dug in on middle. They're going to have to weather the red push. In it comes from Goldfish, the spearhead for the red player right now. I got my eye on Anonymous, who is fighting a scout over in the lower flank. Better health on Anonymous. That scout's at 5 HP. Can he get the frag? He's got the pistols are out. That scout at 5 HP is still holding on, but the pistol from Anonymous is going to be able to take him down. Blue team, in the meantime, have done an excellent job of holding the point, and they actually were able to get onto second, forcing the red team to come back, stalling. Now, Marxist, the blue Uber is up, and they just did a fantastic job of buying themselves about, 20 seconds, 30 seconds. They got that Uber, and they are pushing now.
The other thing there that was important to note is there was a massive dog pile of stickies on the house door, and so Sling couldn't move once he saw that those were there. We're gonna see an Uber exchange now where, well, not an exchange, Sling's just gonna get forced. Hoolie's gonna have to back it on out. They're 3 down now on Goldman Sachs. This may be the end of their run through open.
This could be it. The Uber is popped on last. 6 strong for the blue team. It's down to the red 3. We have some spawners. Can they get on the point times 3 times 2? No, not fast enough. We have your winner. It is sad. Arizona iced out boys. Whatever that means. They are your ESEA Open champions. They came back in the end. Were able to overcome a deficit. Great job from them. And it looks like Slim's going to have some egg on his face because he did not get the win that he guaranteed.
Indeed. So, I believe our cameraman and Dashner, or maybe you could do it. You've got them on your friends list. I think we're gonna have the interview with our new Open champions, season 16 champs, coming in shortly.
Yeah, hopefully Dashner can get that going. Cool. We just got word that our cameraman is going to be getting some members, or at least try to get some of the members from your Open champions in here, so we can ask them a whole lot of stupid questions, like what was it like playing with nerfed stickies and things like that. In the meantime, Marxist, I guess we could talk a little bit about what we saw there. What was Arizona able to do there in the end to just come back down 2 rounds and win out?
Yeah, the big play, the game changer of that particular last course of events was when Red in Sachs pushed in, and then they tried to do like a valley out push, which I really like, where you, instead of going out of the house itself in front of your train car, which would be normally your train car at mid, you walk out and basically down into the valley. Sling jumped out of the window and tried to end up on Hoodoo, but he got knocked down. And then he saw, in that flash of a second, that there were probably 7 stickies barring his way. And so he couldn't move anywhere up the slope. So his team basically just got, obliterated while he was probably screaming for someone to clear those stickies. And then Arizona came back, and that was the end of them being able to push, and they basically lost the game right then and there.
Yeah, so I believe Arizona's undefeated, right? Is the dream real? Were they undefeated the entire season? I think that Gullywash 5-4 was the closest they came to losing. Of course, here the 5-4 they almost lost, but they didn't. They won. So I think, I'm not sure, but I think we might have the dreamed about undefeated season.
Can't be stopped.
Hello?
Too good. He can't be nerfed.
You can't nerf the Rocket Land.
Oh, okay, so we do have a bunch of the members from Arizona joining us. Hello, Boulder. Hello, Panic. Hello, Anonymous. Congratulations on being the ESEA Open champions.
Thank you. Thank you. We tried really hard. We struggled, but we came through.
All right, so we've been theory crafting the entire time since the update. We'll just get right into that right away because that's what I want to know most about, and I'm talking. So, Boulder, what are your impressions? Basically, we've unveiled to the world the new meta via you and Hoolie's play there. So what are your impressions on the Demo Man nerf?
Can't nerf the Rocket Launch. That's all I'm going to say. I mean, well, actually, no. I'm going to say a little bit more. I think, it's definitely a significant nerf, but I don't think it's too significant that it'll actually it'll make serious changes in gameplay. I mean, I'm still, during that game, a lot of the time I was doing a lot more sticky traps, but I was still able to spam like crazy, and I mean, it's really just a difference between like 2 stickies instead of 1. Like that's really what it's like now. And I mean, I'm still putting up decent damage numbers. Definitely not as much as I could have without the update, but yeah.
So, I mean, that almost kind of sounds like they did a decent job of balancing it out. I mean, some people would have said that Demoman's maybe too overpowered, and I think us in the competitive community just kind of got used to it and formed our teams around that.
I never really honestly thought that the Demo Man was too overpowered, just because like from playing like at a higher level, like I could never play on my own. You can't play demo just like roaming around in like a real high level. You have to have protection. You're like a medic. You're running around with the scouts or like the roaming soldier. Like there's nobody good enough that can take on an invite scout as a demo. Like just one-on-one and like come out like ahead most of the time. Like you're gonna lose most of the time if you're playing like close up against a scout.
Yeah, it's a real good point. We talked a little bit about how it's definitely going to hurt the scout 1v1 versus demo meta, where scout's chasing down a demo and the demo can put a sticky down and sort of dissuade a scout from going this way, but taking a lot less damage that quickly. It's definitely it was tipped in the scout's favor, and now much more so. And yeah, you're absolutely right with that. What about Panic and Snacks? Did you guys notice any difference maybe playing against the demo man? Did you feel like you had more room to maneuver, or the demo man was just an easier target?
Not really. I just remember one kill. I was like behind Hooli and like shot once, missed, shot again. He just hits me with a sticky and then pipes me, and that's still a 2-shot. So I think as long as Demoman can still 2-shot that way, one sticky, one pipe, then it's not that big of a difference to me.
The way I was playing Soldier for Badlands, I didn't really notice much of a difference in the damage reduction for demo stickies. Like, I was still getting destroyed by stickies on mid-fights, and I don't know what to do about that, so like I would just jump point and then just get hit by like 2 stickies and I'd already be dead, so
Alright,
I didn't really notice much of a difference.
It kind of sounds like the demo Armageddon is not that much of a what I was making it out to be the entire cast.
Their damage stats are lower than what they'd usually be. It's pretty clear.
Right.
I mean, like both demos barely hit 200. So
now maybe asking anybody, do you think that's obviously it's going to have effects on the overall metagame, but like how do you see that playing out? Are scouts going to become a much more pocketed class, or is it going to be just the most important class on middles now? Like how do you see that playing out in the grand scheme of things?
I'm not really sure. I mean, like our team specifically, we've always kind of had our demo more as a roaming demo than like a pocket demo, because I take like an insane amount of heals as pocket. Like since I have horrible aim, I need 20k heals to make up for it. So I always make Boulder just run around by himself, and I feel like with the demo's damage reduction, that might be more of a common thing, not having the demos close in the combo and keeping a scout a little bit closer. But then again, I don't really know. Guess we'll have to see. It's a little early.
I've always played very roamy anyway, so I mean, yeah.
Alright, well I think we talked about that. We definitely beat that into the ground, so we'll get off that for a little bit. Well, like I said, congratulations again. You guys are the Open Champions. We saw you guys go down, though. It was looking a little scary there. I had you guys pegged to win by a score of 5-4, because I love casting 5-4s, and you gave me that. What did you guys say to each other? What was the game plan when you were down those 2 rounds? Of course, it wasn't win or go home. You guys had that the security blanket of forcing it to another map. But what really made you guys come back and just went out there?
I think we really pulled it together, just like right at the end, because right about halftime we started talking, and Panic brought together the point that if we were to rush up and work the I guess the poop house, I guess you call it. You can't. I'm not gonna swear on air. The poop house. We were basically aiming to sort of trick their team into, because what we were noticing was that their team was committing like directly to like some call, and basically what we'd have then, we'd go to mid and we'd try and work that immediately, and then shift to like somewhere else. So we were trying to get them off balance with like their calls and just playing it like that. But we ended up playing it by ear after a couple of those, and we just got really good calls. People were pulling it together with really great calls.
Cool.
Yeah, it also helped that like for the past 2 weeks we haven't scrimmed once, because a lot of our players are busy with work and other things. So we didn't really have even a warm up for today. So like when we got in to the match today, we were a little I don't know, rusty, and we weren't playing like a team. Like we were pretty hot together. Like we didn't need to practice that much over through the season because like most of our matches, like we were on it with our calls. And when we came into this one, like for some reason people just weren't really talking that much. And then I think in the second half, people just kind of got a little bit more excited to play the game, and it ended up being a great match. And can't ask much more. I mean, 5-4 is, the closest it can get.
We congoed a little bit too much.
That was great.
Pre-game.
A pre-game was a big conga line. It was a lot of fun.
How great, or how huge of a moment was that medic drop on Slyn and double headshot kill on last Snacks?
Sniping's like, you either go in, you do something really clutch in like 2 seconds, get 2 kills, or you just sit around and do nothing, so felt pretty good.
Yeah, it definitely didn't have many of those in my career, but whenever I had one, it was like you're on top of the world for that 3 seconds when you drop that medic when he's got it, especially to save a round like that. Some nice shooting there. Anything for these guys, Marxist?
Yeah, so I'll toss one out there before we wrap up. Is what's y'all's plan for next season? Are you going to IM? Was it a fun we had a perfect season, we're done?
Well, we talked about it a little bit, and it's something that I know we're going to be losing some players. I think Boulder might be.
Yeah, right now I'm doing an internship, so I don't, while I'm not working, I don't have anything to do. So once I go back to school, I'm just gonna be swamped again. So I just feel like I couldn't handle it. But I mean, even though I do love this game, I'd love to continue playing. But I mean, I'm glad I won something.
There you go.
Yeah, we talked about it a little bit, and for a while we were like, we're probably not going to play next season. I mean, ideally, I would like to take this same exact roster into IM and keep playing. The problem is I work a third shift job, so 4 to 5 days a week I am at work from 10 p.m. to 7 in the morning, which is right when you're playing TF2. So I'll have to see how my schedule is when next season actually comes around. Maybe I can get 3 days off during the week, 2 days off during the week where I could actually get the matches done, and maybe we'll try and keep something together. It also depends on people's interests. I know Milo might be considering this being his last season as well, so I guess we'll have to just wait and see. Everything changes as it gets closer to the deadline.
Yeah, there's always
people
that,
feel pressured to play. That's kind of why this team formed. It was getting really close to the deadline, and I knew everyone kind of wanted to play, but no one really had a team, and no one really had the time to put in 5 days a week to play invite. So I put a team together, and it ended up being really enjoyable. Really enjoyed this season.
That's what it's all about. It's all about enjoying your time when you play video games, because that's what we're really doing it for. Well, guys, once again, congratulations on your win. It was a nice one. A lot of cool moments. The conga line, probably the highlight. But any last words before we'll throw it back to the stream?
GXL! GXL! Can't wait for GXL!
GXL.
Directly.
Yeah, I'm hoping to go to GXL too. I was actually asked to answer a question. Someone asked what was it like to play with my brother this season on the same team, and for those that are wondering, it was
it's horrible.
It was, I don't know. When doing anything with your brother is probably a little bit harder than doing it with a friend or someone you know online or whatever. I was probably pretty hard on him this season, considering it's his first season, and he's my medic, and I was pocketing him, so
Do you guys play in the
I probably
same
yelled
room?
at him a little bit too much. No, we don't play in the same room. Thank God. That'd be horrible. We actually also have separate internet. He was lagging before the match. He had 300 ping, and everyone was wondering why he had 300 ping and I didn't. So, but I was probably a little hard on him this season, but he improved really, really well considering this is his first season,
Yeah,
and
he's
he
good.
ended up
He's
being
not too bad.
he doesn't miss his arrows, and he only occasionally drops, and it's more of a thing where it's just a lack of experience where he just doesn't know where everyone can come from just yet, because he didn't get much practice throughout the season either. He pretty much only had matches to learn. So it's pretty impressive, in my opinion.
I think
I
this
really enjoyed
was
playing with him.
the only match that he actually dropped Ubers. I don't remember him dropping any Ubers this season.
I think there might have been 3 or 4 total, if you include these 2
Yeah, he did a good
from
job
this
with that.
match. So it was a pretty good season for him. I'm impressed.
Yep. Well, that's gotta be a cool feeling. Well, I guess we'll leave it at that. Once again, congratulations, guys. Those are your ESEA Open champions. They are not sad. They are Arizona Iced Out Boys, and they are very glad because they just won. Thanks again to you guys.